So, have you ever walked into a room and felt like you had to shrink? Not necessarily physically, but emotionally. So, maybe you walk in, you tuck your head down, your posture changes, you feel like, well, I don't want to consume the room. I'm just going to walk on the side, walk on the corner. You don't have to shrink. Your aura is the room. Own it. No one has more right to be in that space than you. But some of us do this a lot, especially when we think our style might be too much for the spaces in which we enter. And I say no. You are the room. Own it. Be her. Be the woman who knows the grass is greener wherever she stands, because she brings value to every space where she enters. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Elevate with Mama Cash, a space where style, story and soul come together to help you elevate into the woman you are becoming. I am Mama Cash, your host, and on today's episode, we will be talking to that woman who has ever felt too much, too loud, too extra, and has to shrink herself just to make everyone else feel comfortable except her. We say no more, just be you. Stay tuned. So let's talk a little bit about a story, right? And I'm going to take it personal here and talk about myself. I like to consider myself a hair chameleon. In all honesty, I'll switch it up. I'll wear long afro curls, curly hair, kinky straight, whatever. I'll wear it because it's a way that I express myself and I love it. And you guys are going to notice throughout the season or throughout this podcast, I would always be switching it up. It's just something I love doing. But most often I've had people tell me, oh my God, I didn't even recognize you. Almost like it's a bad thing. And in my head, I'm like, well, I'm not doing it just because someone's going to recognize me. If you know me, regardless of what hairstyle I have on that day. But it's my way of expressing myself. Hair for me is always part of my outlook. It's part of my style. If I want to feel strong, I will go for a certain haircut. If I want to feel sassy, I'll go for a certain hairstyle. It's all part of the style and there's nothing wrong with it. You're not trying to be recognizable, baby girl. You're trying to be you. You're trying to express yourself, how you feel for that day, and that's okay. And also, one thing to note is that hair is an essential part of your style. For example, if you're going to be wearing padded blazers, right? For example, you don't want to have a long hair. Really, it cuts out your face frame, right? If you're going to have padded blazers or a shirt like I'm wearing right now, short hair usually is better because that way it lets your face show out and shine out. If you're going to have your shoulders out, clavicle out, long hair is nice because that way it can play and dress your neck kind of thing or your back, right? So there's always a place and time for different hairstyles. I just love switching it up and there's nothing wrong with it. Am I bothered about the folks that say, well, you look different, I didn't even recognize you? That really doesn't. Before, yes, I used to ask myself, maybe I want to get more recognizable. And like, nah, I'll skip, I'll pass. Why do I want to do that, right? Because again, hair for me is really part of my style language in all reality. And one thing that I did over the years is I actually learned to do it too, just because I really love switching things up. So it was a good means for me to relate more with what I love doing, look better in my various fits, right? So most of us, we tend to do this too in our lives. And some of you, it might not be hair, it might be something else. You might love shoes, you might like different things. And then everyone around you makes you feel, oh my God, you're too much. You have to tone it down and blah, 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 blah. No, I say no. If something really feeds into your style game, hone on it. If whatever it is, hone on it. Just get better at it. Understand how it fits you better. Understand how it makes your outlook better. And hone in on it, really. But shrinking to make others feel better about themselves, nah, we'll skip that. So let's take it a little bit deeper and talk about style psychology, because there's actually research behind this. The idea is not just that clothing really or the way you dress really impacts the way people see you, but it rather impacts more the way you see yourself. And psychologists call this enclothed cognition. This is actually the idea behind this is that clothing is actually symbolic, right? And for a good example, if you wear something that makes you feel powerful, you actually begin to feel or begin to behave more powerfully. If you wear something that makes you feel sassy, you're going to behave more sassy. So that's what they call enclothed cognition, right? So that's why you might see that when you wear a pair of blazers that you love, you stand tall in it. Or if you're trying to get into a professional environment, you're going to likely pick up a blazer because you feel like that's going to make you feel stronger or make you have more presence wherever you're going, right? Or if you wear a pair of red lipstick, that's going to make you feel untouchable, more sassy, and things like that. So definitely enclothed cognition is an act, as a science that is there, and you should lean onto it. There's no reason why you have to feel like, no, this is too much. Oh no, right? Those are the things that make your style more you, make your style more unique. If you lean into the things that really resonate with your style or your soul and your spirit. And that's very, very important as well, because I see many folks wear things just because they saw someone else wearing it. You really want to refrain from that. And that's why we're here, to help you identify the things that really speak to your soul and help you identify what your style would look like once it resonates with your soul. Really, everyone has different frequencies. And once we start dressing for our frequencies, girl, there's never going to be anything like too much, too loud, or too extra. It's going to be you. And most people that haven't reach that frequency yet, or that way of dressing, don't understand it, and that's why they would reflect their insecurities on you to make you feel like, oh my god, you're doing too much. But in reality, no. Once you tune in into your frequency of what your style really looks like, or what your soul really speaks to, or what resonates more with your soul, you're definitely gonna identify that what you like or what you start gravitating to in terms of style is gonna resonate more with you. So yes, you're allowed to be bold, you're allowed to be present, you're allowed to consume rooms that you walk into. There's nothing wrong with it. So when you're worried about being too much, too loud, or too extra, drop it. Everyone has a personality, and definitely your personality is going to show through your style. That's what you want. If you're not doing that, then you're definitely doing something wrong. So if you ever feel like you're too much for a room, you're too much for a space, then maybe you've already figured out what your style frequency is, and everyone around you hasn't yet, and maybe that's why they just can't resonate. But to keep going, enjoy it and bask in it. So there's nothing wrong with feeling present in your looks. There's nothing wrong in feeling like you are strong in your looks, you are powerful in your looks, because that's exactly what you want. And as you begin to practice that more and more, you're going to notice that again, you just synchronize exactly how your soul looks every time, or how your soul feels every time you put on your own clothes. That way, everything is going to get into sync. It does take time to get there, but if you do the small things in stages, you're definitely going to get there. So now let's talk about 3 small style habits that's going to really help you start owning your presence and not shrinking. One, I'm going to tell you, find your color. Find that strong color that makes you feel bold, presence, and owning it. So for some people, it might be emerald green or a deep red. I actually do love red. I don't wear color that much, but I have colors that if I pull out, those are the colors in which I want to feel strong, I want to feel powerful, or I want to feel sassy. So know that color and ensure that your closet represents that color as well. Have something in there that actually would carry a piece in that color, and make sure that you wear it, and try to wear it not too often, but try to make sure that you show up in that color. So that's one. Number two, I'm gonna say ensure that you have one signature item that every time you pull out of your closet makes you feel elevated. It might be a structure bag, it might be shoes, it might be even scents like perfumes and things like that, or fragrances. Whatever thing that once you really pull out of your closet and put on, you really feel elevated. For me, really, it's a couple of things, but I think it's shoes, right? Once I have a lot of shoes, but there's shoes that if I pull out, I really know I feel strong in this, and it just adds to my look. So find that one item that every time you pull out, it really makes you feel strong. And then the third thing is that I would say stand into the mirror and own your own presence. If you don't own your own presence, no one's going to own it. Start by standing in front of the mirror, telling yourself that you look good today, you own your presence, so that once you walk into rooms, you would be able to own that. And one thing about style is that style is really more of your personality than it really is the clothes. Because trust me, you can pull out or whip out all sorts of looks. If you don't have the aura or personality to carry it, it just falls flat. So why are you going to disservice yourself and not show up when you wear those clothes? Show up with your clothes and show out so that your style stays elevated. So this week, I actually want you to go out there wearing something that makes you feel powerful or strong, something bold, whatever it is. If it's a hairstyle that you've always wanted to try and you feel like, oh my God, no one's going to recognize me, go try it on. If it's a certain look that you've always wanted to try and you just feel like it's going to be too much, go ahead and try it. And after doing that, let me know how you feel, because that way it's going to allow you to start doing baby steps towards actually achieving that style frequency which you really want to get dialed into. So don't be scared. Go out there, do the things that really make your soul burn, and show up in style and personality. So when next someone tells you, oh my God, I didn't recognize you, just tell them you weren't trying to get recognized. You were just dressing up for your soul or your style frequency, and keep it pushing. Because there's nothing wrong to feel tuned into your looks or into your style, because everyone is trying to do that too. So if you've already figured it out, keep on doing. And for the rest of you that are trying to figure it out, continue to stay tuned. Thank you for tuning into today's episode of Elevate with Mama Cash. If today's episode touched a notch in you, go ahead and share it with a loved one. And if you're on the path to elevating your style, you're in the right place. Until next time, stay dressed to impress, but impress yourself first, and ensure that you resonate with your style frequency and enter every rooms you want to enter. Until next time, stay tuned.